Hey Goal Digger, Kimberly Olson here. Welcome back for another episode of #GetLit, where we crush your business in less than 10 minutes. So today we are going to talk about how you can get your message out to your prospects without cold messaging them, without spamming them, or having those weird, awkward moments when you're in Messenger and you're like, I'm in the friend zone and I don't know how to get out, or I'm getting crickets. What am I doing wrong? So I'm going to give you a strategy that works really well for me, my students, and my team. In the last almost 3 years, I've had over 3,000 people go through my courses and built a team to thousands. And this is something you can use in any field, any industry, any product, any part of your journey. Absolutely. Okay. So when you are looking to connect with people, you have to have a reason for the initial connection. So this is why I don't like out of the blue, hey, Sally, wanted to see if you'd like to be my weight loss model, or any of that just randomness, okay? Or I've had people messaging me with links to their events. So if they have like a sneak peek or a pop-up or something for their company, and they're just sending me an invite, like no context for it. Don't do that, you guys. It might seem like, oh, well, it's a numbers game, right? The more people I reach out to, that's true. It is a numbers game. However, you will not have any numbers left at the end of it. You don't want to burn any bridges. You want to think long-term. And cold messaging and spamming is so 2019. It just is, okay? And now more than ever, we're realizing the importance of connection and building relationships, because a lot of us are home right now, depending on when you're watching this, okay? So this is the deal. You want to first have a reason. So it has to be something natural. So they friend requested you. You friend requested them. If you're over here on Instagram, you got a new follower, or they followed you back, right? You have someone new viewing your stories. So I actually use Trello, but this is why you need to be so organized with your Trello board. So what you're going to do is you're going to pull up your stories once a day, and you can sort by, you can alphabetize your prospects on Trello. So you can just sort by first name, pull up your stories and just check, or you can just start to recognize names, obviously. And if it's new people who have never viewed your stories before, they're a lead. Okay, they're a hot lead because they viewed your story. They had to click that little circle to check you out. It wasn't like they were just scrolling the newsfeed. They clicked the story. They're a hot lead. So what you're going to do is you're going to look and you're going to cross-reference all those people that have never viewed your stories before are people you can reach out to. If someone comments on your post, comments on your Facebook Live, even reacts, if you're brand new and someone reacts to your post, on Facebook is a good place for that. If you get someone loving your stuff on TikTok or commenting on TikTok or a new follower on TikTok, yes, you need to be on TikTok, in my opinion, okay? Any of those places. So, or a Facebook group. If you run a Facebook group and you have someone new that joins your Facebook group, that's a lead, okay? What you're gonna do is you're gonna reach out to that person and say, hey, Sarah, I saw that you watched my Facebook Live, thanks for the friend request, or happy birthday. That's another one. Oh, I saw it's your birthday tomorrow. I wanted to wish you a happy birthday. Okay, those are all ways to kind of get the conversation started. So you're going to need a reason to reach out. I saw you commented on my post. I saw you started following me on TikTok. Thank you. And then what you're going to do is say, would love to get to know you better. Can you tell me a bit about yourself? I would love to get to know you better. Tell me a bit about yourself. Now, if you're not weird, it's not going to be weird. Energetically, people can sense that stuff. So if you're being weird about it, going to have to build a bridge and get over that one. But what this is going to allow you to do is turn the conversation to them immediately, okay? Sometimes I'll see people will send me examples of what they're sending, and they're sending this whole book about, they live in this state, they live in this town, they have a farm, they've got 12 kids, Timmy, and they name all the names, and, they're from this other state, and they went to undergrad for this, and it's like this whole freaking thing. I appreciate that, and I'm glad you're excited and you're connecting, so A+ for effort. However, that's about you. We need to make it about them. You need to flip the script. So if you lead with a question about them, you're going to lower resistance. Okay, you're going to lower resistance, and you're going to much more likely to get them to open up because you're making it about them. People love talking about themselves. Okay, so if you ask somebody, "Hey, I'd love to get to know you better. Can you tell me a bit about yourself?" It's highly likely that they tell you what they do, whether they stay at home with their kids, they homeschool, they're a housewife, they are an entrepreneur, they're a librarian, they're a teacher, they're in a corporate America. It is very, very it's a high chance, high probability that they're going to tell you what they do. And if they don't, you can say, oh, cool, that's awesome. So do you stay at home with your kids? Because if they mention kids usually come up if they have kids. Or are you at a traditional job? What do? You can just add to the conversation and ask them that. Most likely they're going to tell you from the first message, that what they do. And then you can say what you do. Okay. So have that memorized. Have you partnered with blah, blah, blah company? Are you a brand influencer for health and wellness company? Have you partnered with a global beauty company? Have you decided to become an affiliate for an online a social marketing company? Like, come up with your spiel on that and say, and if you're going to lead with the business, I work with a lot of moms just like you. And I learned this from Ray Higdon. I work with a lot of moms just like you. And even if you don't directly, if people on your team do, you can still say it. We work with a lot of realtors. We help realtors build another stream of income to complement what they're doing out in the marketplace, to help to normalize their income a little bit. Have you ever thought about doing something on social media? And people will be like, well, I have, or I haven't, or I've tried it, or I don't know. Or they'll say, no, I haven't. Then you move forward with the conversation. And I have a whole sales funnel thing we can talk about later. Okay. So that should be enough to get you started. Same thing with the product. You can say, oh, I'm a brand influencer for a health and wellness company. Have you tried blank before? And just straight up ask them if they've tried the product before. And then you can go from there. Okay. So start with that. Comment below. Let me know how that's working for you. Let me know your favorite takeaway. If you like this video, you need to like it. You need to subscribe, because then you won't miss another episode again. Until next time, get lit in your business and set your soul on fire. Bye-bye.